Hello and welcome, this is rooflemonger, and in this video I want to talk about Liu Kang himself, as he's definitely become quite the topic of discussion lately, as Liu Kang has definitely become the newest villain of Mortal Kombat 11, aka the most hated character, the guy everybody wants to despise. So I already have made a video on how to deal with Liu Kang, as in, a lot of his more frustrating features that is hard to defend against. Hey, here's how you can defend yourself against them, so check that out. It'll be linked at the end of the video as well, but let's just talk about why Liu Kang has become the new villain of Mortal Kombat 11. So Liu Kang was always perceived as a fairly strong character in Mortal Kombat 11 from day one, right? From day one. But he was definitely not considered on the level, Garrus or Sonya, Cassie, that kind of stuff. Not even Scorpion for some people, right? But as the big bounce patch happened, a lot of people who were, not as good went up, and a lot of people who were pretty good went down just a little bit. And through the cracks, that's where Liu Kang snuck through, F4ing all the way to the bank, right? So a lot of people who, there's no nice way to say it, but a lot of people who only want to play perceived strong characters, they stopped playing their Sonyas, they stopped playing their Garruses, and all that kind of stuff, and they picked up Liu Kang. And one of the reasons why Liu Kang is so, despised right now is because he's very easy to pick up. You don't need much knowledge of really how the game works at a high level to make Liu Kang's stuff go. The basic, F4, F4-3, F4-3, up 3, that kind of stuff, and all the mix-ups and entails in between, but you doing little fireballs or EX parry, all that kind of stuff, right? This does not need any advanced, thought process, mechanical skill on the player's end or anything, right? Now, that's not a bad thing in and of itself. It's okay for a character to be easy to use. That is not a bad thing, and a character shouldn't be criticized for being easy to use. But with a lot of the perceived pressure he has, real pressure for sure, because F4 is one of the more annoying strings in the game and everything entails, right? And the fact that just any old person can easily pick it up and just start working on it, that's where a lot of problems start to happen, because now anyone can pick it up. You spend 20 minutes in training mode with Liu Kang, you can do a lot what even the top players do with Liu Kang, and go from there. And this kind of led to the new Liu Kang army online, and thus that's where a lot of the resentment is starting to breed. So within the FGC we have a term, and we either call these kind of characters Unga Bunga characters or Gorilla characters, and whatever you want to use. Either term works for you. Use the one you want to use, right? But generally is easy to play character with exceptional mix-ups or exceptional pressure, right? And Liu Kang now definitely kind of has that perception, making him the Unga or the Gorilla character, because Liu Kang is very easy to play, and once again, that's not a bad thing, but he's very easy to play and very easy to enforce his game plan, and his pressure is through the roof, because here we have our 9 frames starting mid, and it just leads to the world, right? Now, Celtic Throwdown happened not too long ago, and that is the first NetherRealm Pro Tour competition tournament after the big patch, and things didn't really help at all with the matter, because Liu Kang won the tournament. So Rewind, and very much congratulations Rewind for winning tournament, but he did win with Liu Kang, and through a lot of the various forms of the internet, be it your Twitters, your Test Your Might, your GamesFAQs, or wherever you check, Reddit, anything, right? I definitely seen a big wave of criticism tossed at Liu Kang at that point, right? And so basically, a character is already perceived as a villainous character after the patch, then immediately goes on to win the next big tournament. That's not really a good look for Liu Kang. But in the end, a lot of this is just basically a case of public perception, right? Liu Kang, despite his strengths, his great pressure, he's bleeding plus frames, all that kind of stuff, plus on that, plus on this, all that kind of stuff. His combo structure, his control of most parts of the screen is pretty strong, all that kind of stuff. He could do this from day one. This isn't some new thing. The patch didn't introduce this, right? So go back, rewind a couple months, and everyone's complaining about Sonya or Cassie or Garrus or whatever, right? Liu Kang was still able to do every single thing he does right now that people complain about. It's just the character, he wasn't in the public perception as much, right? He wasn't in the public eye as much, but he could still do everything he does right now that people complain about. So some of the characters got nerfed a little bit, and once again, that's what let him squeeze through the cracks, and a lot of people are now switching him as he's a new perceived strong character to pick, right? But this is all old news. Everything he did back then, he does now to no real difference. And once again, too, don't get me wrong, the characters that were nerfed to the top tiers like Sony or something, they're still basically as strong as they ever was. Like, those nerfs didn't really matter, but it's a case of public perception. So now Liu Kang's the strongest, so everybody flocks to Liu Kang. So in the end, does something need to be done? I made a similar video about Scorpion when Scorpion was considered the top dog and the most hated character, and a lot of it just stemmed from the teleport, and the patch, you know, it made the teleport a lot more reasonable to deal with, right? And in the end, what is a lot of people's issues with Liu Kang? You know, is it the stagger pressure? Because Liu Kang has like some of the best stagger pressure in the game. No one really talks about that, right? Despite it being one of the best things about the character, in my opinion, right? A lot of it just basically boils down to yo, forward 4, and everything from forward 4, right? So, if anything had to be changed with Liu Kang, I would just say this. Forward 4, it's a 9-frame mid. And you know what? He already has a 9-frame mid. He doesn't necessarily, I need 2 of them, I guess, right? 9-frame mids are rare, and he's spoiled because he's got 2 of them. So, I would just say, maybe forward 4 itself doesn't need to be 9 frames. It's already very strong as it stands. It already leads to the world as it is, right? So forward 4, maybe not 9 frames, maybe 10 frames, maybe 11 frames, something like that, right? I think he's otherwise an eminently fair character, honestly. Like, he doesn't have the frustration factor of the rando Wi-Fi teleport that Scorpion had, right? Other than that, everything's fair. He even has a weakness. Like, you know, most characters that can compete in this range very well, I find Liu Kang struggles a bit, because this is the range where Liu Kang suffers. Like, full screen, sure, whatever, fireballs, you know, that's great. Up close, obviously, you know, here's the blender, right? You can do all that kind of fun stuff, right? But from this far away, he struggles a little bit. I find characters like Scarlet or Collector actually give him a fair bit of trouble, because he can't really easily compete at these ranges when those characters, hey, that's the range they want to fight at, right? But other than that, yeah, Liu Kang, there's no one aspect of him I find very overpowering other than, once again, nobody likes being in the F4 blender. I know it. You don't got to tell me. Nobody likes it, right? And so maybe I would just say maybe just not make it 9-frame mid, you know, considering he already has one, right? But yeah, other than that, Liu Kang, you know, he doesn't need to be crippled or nothing, right? So he's annoying to fight, sure, but that isn't a crime in and of itself. So yeah, just let me know what you think. Like, do you think Liu Kang deserves to be nerfed, even if it's just a little bit? You know, and if you do, post what you think would be fair below, and please make it fair. Don't be one of those, you know, giant changeless cripple the character kind of people, right? But yeah, Liu Kang was always a popular character. You know, he's one of the flagship characters of the franchise, just like Scorpion, right? And after the patch, Liu Kang, I'd say, is almost like half of all online games or something. Like, Liu Kang's a very popular boy, right? And people, he's popular too because you can put only a little bit of effort in to learn a lot of his best stuff, and that's part of the reason why he's popular. And once again, I don't think that's a crime or nothing, but it is a little bit of frustration factor that you can feel the burn here on like the F4 mix from someone who put 10 minutes in the character versus someone who put, you know, 100 hours in the character, right? Anyways, so let me know what you guys think on the matter, Liu Kang, and hey, if anything needs to be done, what should be done. Anyways, that's it for me, and that's it for this video. So thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well. Go out and play some Mortal Kombat.